Bring the farm to live in another world. So I'm currently on chapter 1310, and I'm enjoying it. It is actually pretty good. I'm having fun. It get me this far. This MC has, of course, a lot of people don't like it because the plot armor in this one is really thick, right? And I understand people not into that, and that's fine. I'm actually okay with that. And what people usually mean by plot armor is that MC is broken, right? The MC in this show is absolutely probably one of the most broken character I have ever read. His power, even though it starts up as a like a small farm simulator where he can put couple cramps in, right, and this little dimension space, it's expanded to like multiple dimension, like multi-layer dimension, and like with different roles within each dimension, with like different races residing there. It's expanded to like universal level. It's insane. The ability is just so broken. Anything that enters has to follow MC. He can mass produce essentially any weapon, any kind of rarest ingredients you find. He can mass produce, and then he can just give this weapon to his own people that fire him, all of the undead that he has created, because he's also kind of, he's not really necromancer, he kind of act like necromancer, but he's able to use all the elements, or any kind of element, like fire, wind. He's a multi-level elemental mage slash warrior slash necromancer slash I can do whatever the hell I want to do space magic user. This MC is so absolutely broken, right? So if you're not into that, you're probably not gonna enjoy this. But if you're into this, you will love this. Now, the only thing I do not enjoy about this novel is the romance. But then you don't read Mungswan Hunhua, the Chinese novel, for romance, because they never have a good romance. This guy has been marrying people left and right. The only good thing about it, that as you go read farther and farther into the novel, there's less and less harm, which is really nice. But yeah, but the thing that I enjoy about the novel, besides MC being so absolutely disgustingly broken, is that the world building is so enormous. It's just there's so much stuff's going on. There's millions of different races, and there's like obviously like the 6 or 7 giant dominant races, like the cultivator, then the machine race. The machine race is not really that big. The machine race are essentially like scientists who are able to operate mechas and ships and stuff. And then you have the beast race, the demon race, the elven race. You have, this is we're talking about on the cultivating realm, the current realm that he's resigning in. The lower realms have all kind of different races as well, right? You have like Dorman races, you have elven races, you have all kinds of interesting races, and they all have their own types of ability and cultivations, and everybody using their own stuff, right? So which is in the cultivating methods, there's thousands of all kinds of cultivation methods. You also have on top of cultivation levels, some people are born with special abilities that they're able to manipulate like metals, and they're able to like um something from X-Men when the guy can just make thousands of his own clones and stuff. And that's actually one of the guy. He's an assassin who follows MC, and all of the clones as he level up, he gets to God Ram, and all of his clones are to God Ram. So it's like a one-man army of hundreds of thousands of God clones, right? It's just such a broken abilities. So it's really cool. Like if you're into that kind of stuff, you will actually enjoy this. I think that's the reason I'm enjoying this, right? And the exploration, the world building. There's all kinds of cool, interesting worlds in there, like desert worlds. When everybody, there was this one really funny scenes when they went to training on this desert world, and the moment you enter the desert world, the air alone will kill people. Like it's high radiation, the air is really strong. Everything in that world will kill you. And there's like this giant worms. There's just giant worms, like we're talking about hundreds of thousands of mile long worms that they don't really attack people, but once in a while they will eat people, right? And you see, and then you have the cultivators who are killing each other on that world, and then you see MC chilling right next to this worm. He has his chair open and his stool, and he's just drinking tea. And one of these powerful cultivators was coming through, and he looked at MC, and they look at each other, and he just it was just like this really fun building area where in this horrible brutal world everybody is like trying to survive, and MC is just relaxing drinking tea in that world, taking the test. He just like, as long as we don't have to fight each other, they told us we just need to survive for 3 days, right, on this world. That was the test for them, to survive for 3 days on this world. and everybody was going through struggle, but MC was just relaxing and drinking tea. But yeah, and there's all kinds of other. This last world that just entered the battleground world where a powerful individual that's like we're talking about way above any kind of cultivator that resides in the cultivation world has created this space. It's bigger than MC space actually, and inside that space all the races enter and they fight each other for all kinds of ingredients and resources and ore and rare materials and stuff, right? And it's just essentially like a giant battlefield. That's why it's called the battleground, and everybody literally just kill each other. But besides that, besides all those races, there's like other like there's just bug race, but they don't really work like cultivators. They're more like parasitic race. When they had to go into this bug planet, they had to fight off all these bugs, right? And the bugs are also like learning, mutating, and it's kind of like Starship Troopers kind of situation happening there with the bugs. And it's just there's so much cool. Like I think they have to take all those cool ideas and just put this into this one world, and it's actually a joyful ride. I'm enjoying it. All I have to say, I am enjoying it. And if you want to read something that is pretty good, at least in my opinion, it's pretty good. Check this out. It's actually pretty fun.